Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
And welcome everybody to Charlotte Motor Speedway here on iRacing. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Extreme Xfinity Series brought to you by Original Rebels Racing League and fueled by Goat Locker Racing. My name's Josh Hall here on Intensity Broadcasting. We're getting ready to start off some more round of playoffs. Yes, this is the second round of playoffs, a round of 8 here in the Extreme Xfinity Series. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. Not really points, but where they are in the standings. And Jenna Colbert currently has the 2 bonus points over Eddie Smith, who's got 1. Those are the 3 drivers who won last round. Then Garrett Kinder, Andy Kurtz, Travis Bieber, Daniel Cunningham, Michael Kosick, and Charles Stevens, excuse me. Just drawing a blank there on the first name for a minute. Are all sitting there tied with even points coming into tonight. So it's going to be anyone's game coming in. Remember, you win and you automatically move on to the next round. Which also means if somebody who's not in the points comes out and wins tonight, they'd basically be stealing around from one of these guys. So we'll be watching that tonight. See as Garrett Kinder makes his way on the pit road, get some pit and practice done. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out here tonight. You'll see the drivers who have the yellow spoilers and the yellow splitters. Those are the drivers who are currently in the playoffs. See that yellow spoiler there and the yellow splitter down at the bottom of the car. Those are the drivers, or that's the way to signify what drivers are currently in the playoffs. I just realized that never transitioned back here, so there we go. Those yellow spoilers with the Goat Locker logo, and on the front you'll see the yellow splitter down against the track. Those are how you signify your playoff drivers. You see Charles Stevens Jr. making his way around here in practice for another 3 or so minutes. Let's ride along with fan favorite Garrett Kinder, who's working the wheel as usual as he works his way down the backstretch past that giant jumbotron on the backstretch there and down into turn number 3. We're seeing this track is incredibly slick, which runs in Garrett Kinder's favor. We know Kinder likes when the track is slick and you got to turn back to the right. See him on the wheel pretty straight there, now straightening it out through the corner, so it tells me, yeah, this track is incredibly loose. Let's ride along with another one of our drivers here and see if they're struggling with the same kind of thing. We ride along with Eddie Smith. Also working that wheel in there. So we'll be watching all night how these drivers navigate this track. Let's take a look at the race info, and that's exactly why right there. Track temperature 92 degrees, air temperature 75 degrees. So a nice hot slick track tonight. And that's going to make it very challenging for these drivers, especially when they get in traffic and they're not able to get the downforce that they need. It's going to make these cars a little bit more struggling for track and grip here tonight. See Andy Kurtz, last year's Truck Series champion, making his way out on track. That car that's very reminiscent of a Jimmy Johnson paint job. Kurtz is another one of our playoff drivers. You see Kurtz having some issues sliding down on the pit road. How about Jonah Colbert last week dominated the race at Homestead, Miami. And looking to continue his surge here tonight. As you see that cars step out from underneath them. We're seeing a lot of that tonight. These drivers just struggling for grip. And with as hot as it is, as the run wears on, the grip is going to stop. They're still not going to have much grip in the back of the car, able to get that power down. But we'll see that right front tire start to heat up and lose grip as well. And that'll make these cars incredibly tough to drive, as they will be both loose on throttle and tight into the corner. That makes for a very tricky track to navigate when that happens. Again, thanks for joining us tonight. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. I'm sorry, not Twitch anymore, but if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we do appreciate you dropping by. Don't forget to check out our website, intensitybroadcasting.com, for merchandise supporting Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, every champion from every league here on Intensity Broadcasting will get a free piece of swag courtesy of Intensity Broadcasting. And don't forget, down in the description below as well, I left the link to the website for the original Rebels Racing League. That's ORRleague.com. It's the home for Rebels standings, stats, points, and any news involving the original Rebels as well. So you can check that out. That's ORRleague.com. Do we see Eddie Smith making his way out on his qualifying attempt? Running that high lane, trying to get as much speed into that car as possible, getting that engine wound up the most it can. He makes his way off to turn 4. Let's see if he drops down to the low side now. Andy Kurtz currently at the top of the board. Now Eddie's going to get right down on that white and blue line. Pushes up the track just a little bit. Looks like he might have got loose a little bit. Had to catch it up the track. Right back down to that blue and white line yet again. Off of turn number 4, through the quad oval to the stripe, and Eddie Smith is going to jump up onto the pole currently. Other driver who is trying to challenge Eddie for that pole is that 13, Big Frig Machine of Garrett Kinder. Kinder working right down on that white line. Able to get a little lower than Eddie was. So this might be a little faster lap than Eddie. We'll have to see how this plays out as he makes his way down towards turns 3 and 4. Is he able to get right back down to that line? He does. And across the stripe, and Garrett Kinder will only be second fastest. 30:48 to Eddie's 30:41. Travis Bieber making his way through turns 1 and 2. Down onto the backstretch here. This is his white flag lap. See what he's able to do through turns 3 and 4 if he's able to get right down to that white and yellow line. Much like Eddie Smith, just not able to get it all the way down to the stripes. And down to the start-finish line, Travis Bieber is going to move up into the 5th position. Charles Stevens Jr. just making his way out onto the track. Just took the green flag. Coming to take the white flag. Stevens Jr. up into the 9th position. Let's see if he's able to improve on that on his second lap here. Very nice entry and corner right down below, or right down on that white and blue line. down to the stripe. And the 88 machine will move him. So actually, he's going to move up into the 8th position. It looks like that's going to do it for drivers who are qualifying at the moment. Again, those who are just joining us, we'll take a look back at the point standings coming into tonight. Again, this is the second round, the round of 8. Charlotte, Talladega, and Bristol this round. Jonah Colbert currently 2 points ahead of Eddie Smith, who's 1 point ahead of the entire field, as those guys got the extra bonus point for winning their respective races. Again, Jonah Colbert winning 2 out of the 3 races and dominating last week at Homestead. We'll have to see what he does tonight here at Charlotte. Let's take a look at your starting grid.
Mic test.
Oh, I got to turn off the volume. I didn't realize I had voice chat enabled. Apologies for that. Not what you want to hear during the race for sure. I mean, some of you probably would, but we definitely don't want to broadcast as we take a look at your starting grid, brought to you by BK Motorsports. And your peg leg pole sitter tonight will be the 87 of Eddie Smith. Garrett Kinder will be rolling off from the 2nd position. Row 2 will find the 5 of Andy Kurtz and Michael Kosick in the 4, rolling off in 4th. Then Travis Bieber rounding out your top 5. Jonah Colbert rolls off in 6th with Daniel Cunningham in the 54 in that 7th position. And Charles Stevens Jr. in 8th. Row 5 will find Brandon Wallace in the 99 and Mike Bertosa Jr. in the 43. Rolling off 11th will be the 48 of Jason Lottridge and Tyler Rice back in 12th. And then rounding out the field here tonight, the 64 of Matt Knights and the 12 of William Griffith. As we see the field lining up on the front stretch here, getting ready to roll off. Again, we want to thank everybody who's joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting, whether you're watching live or you're watching back. We do appreciate the love and support that you guys have given us over the, it's going to be 2 years that Intensity Broadcasting has been around, and we've enjoyed every second of it. Kevin Kinder says, just checking in. Good to see you, Kevin. This is going to be a wild one tonight as the track temperature is high. The grip level is low. And it's playoff racing. So these guys are going to do everything they can to try to get themselves forward another round. Eddie Smith doesn't have the banner on the spoiler or on the front, but he does have the bright yellow name placard right on the front of that car. So that's another way to show that he is currently in the playoffs. As we get ready to go green flag racing for 125 laps here at Charlotte. I know there was a April Fool's joke put up in the chat room today saying that they'd be running the Roval as opposed to the Oval, and I would love to see these guys take on the road course, but we've got the Oval here tonight as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Eddie Smith's going to lead him down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing here at Charlotte. And a great jump side by side for Eddie Smith and Garrett Kinder as they make their way down into turn number 1 for the first time. Kinder up on that high side might have a little bit of an advantage as they make their way through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. And Kinder tries to lead off of turn number 2, but here comes Eddie Smith fighting back down on the low side. Kinder just not able to find the grip up on that high side. Eddie Smith's going to come off of turn number 4, and he's going to lead the first lap here at Charlotte, as we got a great battle a little further back. Michael Kosick and Andy Kurtz were battling side by side. They've straightened that one out. Petosa Jr. up on the high side has Daniel Cunningham down on the low side. Oh, and some contact. Cunningham slides down onto the apron, able to hold on to it. A lot of damage to the right side of that car, but he's able to hold on to it and does a great job not sending that thing down into the wall, as Travis Bieber has the 31 of Jonah Colbert to the inside of that car, trying to take away that 5th position. And here comes the 88, Charles Stevens Jr. also trying to make a move here on that 114 machine. Just in front, Kosick getting back around Andy Kurtz to take over that 3rd position. And Garrett Kinder all over our leader as he's making a move down to the inside. Garrett Kinder says, I want the lead, and he's going to muscle his way through turns 1 and 2 and take the lead away from Eddie Smith. Eddie's fighting back on that low side. You saw the run that he just got through turns 3 and 4. Thought he was going to take a look down to the inside. Kinder just not able to get to that back bumper just yet. They make their way through turns 1 and 2. You see the separation that Kinder and Eddie Smith have off of 3rd place. Michael Kosick, who is still has the 5 of Andy Kurtz all over the back bumper. And here comes Jonah Colbert too. We see the battle behind Kosick. Jonah Colbert trying to make a move down to the inside of the 5 machine. Not quite able to make that move just yet. Here comes Kurtz though. Showing a little bit of speed. Here comes Jonah Colbert looking down to the inside. Colb's going to do a little slide job here, get himself up into the 4th position. Now he's going to set his sights on the 04 of Michael Kosick. A little further back in the field, Brandon Wallace and Mike Petosa Jr. battling side by side. Oh, Petosa Jr. gets really loose off the corner. Oh, catches the wall. Everybody has to scatter behind him. See Matt Knights coming back on track, able to stay out in front of that 43, and got another battle for the lead here as Eddie Smith has gotten back around Garrett Kinder. See how he did it, took a look down to the inside through the quad oval and was able to make the move into turn number 1. While these two have been going at it, they're continuing to pull away from 3rd place. It is now Jonah Colbert, as Jonah Colbert has gotten around Michael Kosick. Let's take a look at how Jonah made that pass. Nice and easy into turn number 3. Great positioning into the corner, and able to just drive right on by the 4 of Michael Kosick. Kosick, though, is starting to fight back a little bit on that low side. Trying to retake the lead away, or not the lead, but retake 3rd place away. Colbert with that good run up on the high side. Able to keep that car wound up, and now here comes Andy Kurtz looking down underneath the 5 of Kosick. So your 8 playoff drivers run 1 through 8th right now, with Daniel Cunningham starting to get caught off guard, slowing down a little bit with that damage that he's got to the right side. You can see that crinkle on the right front fender there. Luckily, it was just a slide through on the apron. It wasn't contact with the inside wall, as Garrett Kinder was just on the back bumper of Eddie Smith. Kinder doing everything he can to try to get back around that 87 machine. This battle continues back here between Kosick, Andy Kurtz, and Jonah Colbert. So Alien Eddie not able to pull away from Garrett Kinder like we normally would expect him to. But again, a nice slick track. Kind of rolls into Kinder's wheelhouse here. Here the tires just not able to hook up as Kinder makes a move to the inside of Eddie Smith, and he's going to take that position away. So move Garrett Kinder back into the lead. But Eddie Smith now taking a look, trying to get back to the back bumper. A little further back, Kosick all over the back bumper of Jonah Colbert. Andy Kurtz has gotten back around Jonah Colbert, and Jonah Colbert looks like he's starting to fall back a little bit. Let's take a look at the pass from Andy Kurtz as Jonah just got a little loose when Kurtz got to the back bumper, and Kurtz was able to make that pass cleanly. Now Kosick also able to get around Jonah Colbert, so Colbert just not having the dominating performance like he had last week at Homestead. You can hear we'll listen to Jonah as he makes his way around the track, and you'll hear just how much he's struggling to get back to the gas. Kevin Kinder in the chat said I wouldn't be surprised if they go green the checker, and I agree. Already starting to see a little spreading out through the field as Garrett Kinder continues the lead over Eddie Smith. Mike Bertosa Jr. was just on pit road. See just how spread out the field is. Although third place Andy Kurtz is gaining on our front two drivers. See Kurtz sitting back there last time by, he was a 10th faster than both Garrett Kinder and Eddie Smith. Right along here with Andy Kurtz. We'll listen and see how he's able to get around the track here. You can hear him able to pick up the throttle so much earlier than Jonah Gober was just a moment ago. Sounds like he's done a pretty good job of saving his equipment in order to get himself back into the mix. And Jonah Gober just got passed by the 88 of Charles Stevens Jr. So Gober loose on entry. The 43 there does have fresh tires, so he should be able to get on by with no issues. But that 31 car is currently struggling. And you can hear it as he's trying to get back to the gas and just can't. As a driver, that's awfully frustrating, just not able to put the power down. See just how much that car is sliding around, almost like driving on snow on a slushy day. Car just does not have any grip. Up front though, Eddie Smith, it's back to the back bumper of Garrett Kinder. Now Kinder's at the point where he can't get back to the throttle the way he wants to. Eddie Smith taking a look down to the inside, trying to take the lead back away. Kinder's going to roll out of it. Just let that that 87 car right on by. So there is a lot of racing left. We're just past lap 25 out of 125 laps, so as they cross the line this time, there's 97 laps to go. Again, the 43 of Petosa Jr. is on fresh tires, and you're able to see what he's able to do on those fresh tires. So you're able to drive by the leaders without an issue. Further back, Charles Stevens Jr. making a move here around the 04 of Michael Kosick, taking over that 4th position. So some great racing throughout the field. Charles Stevens Jr. is going to take away that 4th position. Up front, Eddie Smith continues to lead over Garrett Kinder. Kinder, though, starting to make a run back at him. And Andy Kurtz also showing some speed, trying to make his way back towards the front. Take a look through the field. Take a look at your playoff drivers. Again, Eddie Smith leading over Garrett Kinder. Although Kinder's now trying to take a look down to the bottom. Garrett Kinder running in 2nd. As they come up on the lap car of William Griffith. Griffith's going to stay up high and out of the way, allowing these 2 drivers to make their ways right on by. Andy Kurtz back in that 3rd position. He's reeling these front drivers in pretty quickly. And then Charles Stevens Jr. sits back in the 4th position. Michael Kosick back in 5th with Jonah Colbert sliding backwards. Currently in the 6th position. And Daniel Cunningham also in that 7th position. Has a little bit of damage to the right side of the car from an earlier contact. Travis Bieber in the 114. He's currently running back in 8th. That takes care of your 8 playoff drivers. And Jason Lottridge currently running back in the 9th position. Matt Knights in 10th. Brandon Wallace runs back in 11th. And Mike Patos Jr., who has been on and off pit road, runs back in 12th. William Griffith in 13th, although it looks like he's making his way down on the pit road after making contact with the wall. And Tyler Rice not turn a lap as Eddie Smith still has a mirror full of Garrett Kinder. Great view off the back bumper of Eddie Smith as Kinder continues to try to make a move, just not able to quite get there. And you see that 5 of Andy Kurtz slowly starting to creep into the picture. Here comes Kinder now with the run on the bottom side. He's underneath Eddie Smith, trying to take that lead back away. Side by side into turn number 1. They still run side by side. Oh, Kinder slid up just a little bit there, and while they are side by side, it's allowing Andy Kurtz to get right in, as something just happened to Griff. Griff is sideways on the front stretch. Field comes by, but doesn't look like there's going to be a caution. as he is down off the racing surface. He's able to get back going without causing a caution as Kinder back in front of Eddie Smith. And here comes the 5 of Andy Kurtz. Now has caught these two. He's trying to put himself in a position. Kevin Kinder on YouTube chat says the conversation between Kinder and Smith is, okay, you lead 3 or 4 laps and I'll lead 3 or 4 laps. And that's kind of what it's looking like tonight as we have our first driver to make his way down onto pit road. And that is the 114 of Travis Bieber. Bieber's got some damage to the right side of that car as well. Looks like he's been up into the wall. These guys are getting pretty close to their fuel limit. Let's see if he takes his reset. So now Andy Kurtz. Kurtz has gotten around Eddie Smith for that second position. Let's take a look at how Kurtz was able to do it. As the position down the backstretch into turn number 3. Easily just able to drive right on by. And now Kurtz. Here, working that throttle, working that wheel, trying to get himself up to Garrett Kinder, trying to take the lead for himself. So last year's Outlaw Truck Champion trying to make his way into the lead here at Charlotte. Try to put him in a spot to advance on to next round into the Championship 4 at Chicagoland. Again, this is the first round of the playoffs, so win tonight, you're automatically moving on to Chicago. We have a couple more cars on pit road. Michael Kosick has made his way to pit road. Jonah Colbert. Daniel Cunningham, who looks like he's going to get that damage fixed on the right side of that car. Matt Knight's also down on pit road getting service done. You see damage to the right side of that machine. Charles Stevens Jr. also made his way down pit road. And Eddie Smith on the pit road as Andy Kurtz is fighting Garrett Kinder up on the high side. Kinder's coming down pit road. Andy Kurtz is going to lead this lap. Now can Kinder get that thing woed down enough to get down the pit road speed? And he does. Andy Kurtz also on the pit road. So Jason Lottridge is going to be shown as the current leader. And this mess of cars with fresh tires. Griff's got a couple laps fresher tires than Lottridge, and you see Travis Bieber and everyone in front with much fresher tires as they just came off the pit road. Lottridge looks like he's going to try to stay out here, see if he might be able to. Nope, he's going to come down pit road this time. That's going to give the lead over to Brandon Wallace as Charles Stevens Jr. has looped it around. No caution. They will get back going, but a lot of damage to the front end of that car as we take a look to see what happened to the 88 machine. And some contact between him and Jonah. Ooh, hard contact for Jonah up into the wall. Jason Lottridge involved as well. And Jason Lottridge is still being shown as our leader. Now he's going to make his way down on the pit road. Brandon Wallace also staying out currently. Looks like Brandon's going to come around and lead a lap. Brandon Wallace not currently in the playoffs, just trying to steal a win here tonight. When he comes around and pits, it's going to go to the leader. The lead is going to go over to the 5 of Andy Kurtz, as Kurtz is just going to drive right on by the 99 and take that lead back away. You saw the difference in speed between brand new tires and 50-lap old tires. As Andy Kurtz has a 2-second lead over second place Michael Kosick. Then you go back another half second to Eddie Smith and Garrett Kinder, who are now battling for the 3rd position. A couple drivers having some issues here. Something happened to Jason Lottridge here. Oh, some contact between him and Bertosa Jr. and Lottridge able to slide through that AstroTurf there, keep the car straight. So we've had a few incidents. So far, no cautions. As Andy Kurtz continues to lead, and he's got a 1.5 second lead over second place Michael Kosick. And we saw this in the first run. Andy kind of just hanging back a little bit, trying to save his stuff, even though he's not as fast as Kinder and Eddie Smith right now, who are gaining on Kosick, trying to take over that 2nd position. He definitely shows the speed on the long run, and that could be where he gets the win here tonight, is with that long run speed, as Garrett Kinder taking a look down to the inside of Kosick. And Eddie Smith right there as well. So now Garrett Kinder up into 2nd, and he is starting to run down Andy Kurtz just a little bit. But again, Kurtz shows the long run speed and not really worried about losing the position now, because he just wants to be there at the end. Eddie Smith starting to run Kinder back down. We've seen this playing out all night long, as those two have been trading positions back and forth. Well, that lap, Kinder was able to pull away from Eddie just a little bit and close the gap on the 5 of Andy Kurtz. Just heard Kinder just not able to get back to the throttle. That truck car is starting to push just a little bit while still having trouble putting the power down on the backside. And when you don't have any grip in the rear tires, you're losing grip on the front tires. Helpless feeling as a driver. But he is currently reeling in That 5 of Andy Kurtz. Kinder's taking a look down to the inside. Kinder is going to take the lead back away from Andy Kurtz. And now Kurtz is going to have to deal with the 87 of Eddie Smith. Smith now all over the back bumper. Not quite. Now he's going to take a look down to the inside. And move Eddie Smith back into the second position. But I don't think that's the last of Andy Kurtz. I think once these tires start to equalize a little bit more, we're going to see that 5 car make his way back up towards the front. We saw he was fast on old tires earlier. Definitely has the long run speed. See if he's able to do that again this run to get himself up in position to steal the win here and advance onto Chicagoland. See Garrett Kinder coming up on some more lap traffic. He's got the 64 of Matt Knight in front of him. Matt having a pretty good run tonight, currently in the 8th position. If I can find that 64 machine. See that 13 of Garrett Kinder in the mirror though. Getting closer and closer. And Jonah Colbert has just made his way around Travis Bieber to get himself back up into the 5th position. Colbert still has a lot of damage to the right side of that car. He's trying to get around the 43. Mike Bertosa Jr., who is currently a couple laps down. Looks like 2 laps down. Daniel Cunningham and Travis Bieber. This is for position. And the yellow flag is out. William Griffith has lost it. Stuffed it in the wall. That's going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. So we take a look to see what happened to Griff here. He was running by himself. Oh, just got loose off of turn 2. Tries to save it. Tank slaps it all the way down the backstretch. Hits that inside wall and just comes back up onto the track in front of Brandon Wallace, Jason Lottridge, and that brings out the yellow here. That's going to make things interesting, as that's going to stack everybody up. I imagine everybody's going to come down pit road for some fresh tires. as 23 laps on your tires is a huge difference. And we see the entire field making their way down on the pit road, led by Garrett Kinder. The only cars that stayed out on track are the current cars that are a lap down. We see one car getting the wave around. That is the 99 of Brandon Wallace, getting your lucky dog. Now it's all going to be about the battle off the pit road, and Garrett Kinder is going to be down and away. Eddie Smith gets off second, Andy Kurtz in third, Jonah Cobert in fourth, and Michael Kosick, Travis Bieber, Daniel Cunningham, Matt Knight still sitting on pit road as now the 04 comes off pit road. The 114 still getting some damage fixed. We see Matt Knight, Daniel Cunningham getting off pit road, and all these cars in front are going to have the opportunity to pit on this lap. Looks like these drivers are going to stay out and try to get a wave around here. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night for the Original Rebels Racing League Send It Cup Series, as they are also in their playoffs. And then Sunday night, we've got our truck doubleheader with the Outlaws in the Sunday Night Truck Series, heading to Richmond for their first round of the playoffs. So you don't want to miss either one of those races on Sunday night. Monday night, we have the Extreme Forces Racing League back underway. This Tuesday, we'll have our truck doubleheader yet again, with the Doghouse Racing League finishing up their season this week, and then the SC SRA truck season starting off their season. Wednesday night, Wednesday night Xfinity Series with the SCSRA. Thursday, we have our Thunderstruck Series. Of course, Friday night, Extreme Xfinity Series. So live racing 7 nights a week here on Intensity Broadcasting. And as always, don't forget to check out IntensityBroadcasting.com, where you can find your hats, t-shirts, mouse pads, coffee mugs, stickers, as well as some merch from your favorite leagues here, such as the Original Rebels Racing League, SCSRA Extreme Forces, Mayhem Modifieds, and Thunderstruck. So check that out at IntensityBroadcasting.com. But we are re-racked, restacked, getting ready to refire here at Charlotte. When they take the green flag, we'll have just 55 laps to go. This also brings Jonah Cobert right up into the mix as well. So See if anybody's able to take advantage with this yellow flag as the pace car makes its way on the pit road. Garrett Kinder makes his way down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Charlotte. And already Garrett Kinder getting out to a bit of a lead. The field separating themselves, or stringing out single file. Here comes Andy Kurtz looking down to the inside of Eddie Smith, trying to take over that second position. Eddie looks up to the high side of Garrett Kinder. Smith trying to take the lead up on the high side. They are side by side for the lead still as they make their way back turns towards 1 and 2. Eddie Smith is going to take the lead away on the high side. And Jonah Colbert right back into this mix as well. Our top four are separated by just 0.3 of a second. Daniel Cunningham back there as well. Currently running in the 5th position. Having a rebound after having early contact. And Andy Kurtz has the 31 of Jonah Colbert looking for a way around. We've seen this every run so far. Andy Kurtz kind of falls back a little bit on restarts. Isn't quite as quick, doesn't fire off quite as quickly. But at the end of the run, he is the fastest car on the track. Here comes Jonah now looking down on the low side, but just taking a peek. Not able to get to that back bumper just yet. Gonna take another look down there, but right now Kurtz has a little bit faster car up on that higher side. This time Jonah's going to have a look down to the inside. And Jonah is going to take that position away. And now Kurtz has Daniel Cunningham behind him, trying to chase him down. Jonah Colbert, after having some issues, got up into the wall early, had some earlier contact, finds himself up into 3rd. And finds himself trying to get himself back up to the front. Though we did see him show some speed early in the race, and then fell back like a rock. We'll have to see if he figured out what he was doing wrong on that first run. He's able to adjust and keep those tires underneath him for the long run. Here comes Michael Kosick on the back bumper of the 54 of Daniel Cunningham. Our front two drivers, Eddie Smith, has almost a half-second lead over Garrett Kinder. And these two, again, just pulling away from the rest of the field. Cunningham now looking down underneath Andy Kurtz, trying to take away that 4th position. They move Cunningham up into 4th as Andy Kurtz starting to slide back a little bit. We saw him slide back on the first run earlier, but not quite like this. As Kosick makes around the 5 here. And that moves Andy Kurtz back into the 6th position. Back up front, Eddie Smith continues to pull away from Garrett Kinder. And I think Kinder may have learned something on that first run. That he doesn't want to be too aggressive. He wants to save those tires for the end of the run, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Although I am pretty sure that these drivers will have to come in one more time. We see Charles Stevens Jr. making his way down on the pit road. I'm not sure if that's new damage on the 88 or if that's residual from earlier in the run. No reset, so he's just getting tires and fuel. That could be his last stop to make it to the end. And that is just at the end of the fuel window. So Charles Stevens Jr. can make it to the end on that pit stop. Because next time by, when they cross the stripe, we'll have just 40 laps to go. Ooh, Eddie Smith just smacked the wall. See that rear fender pushed in just a little bit. Doesn't look like significant damage, but at a track like Charlotte where aerodynamics are pivotal, we'll have to see if that slows him down at all. You can see that scrape on the side of the 87 machine. But I do believe Eddie still has his reset in the bag, so when he does come down for his final pit stop, he will be able to get that fixed up. It shouldn't affect him too much. A little further back, Michael Kosick continues to run in the tire tracks of Daniel Cunningham. Kosick taking a look down to the inside. They're side by side for fourth. Kosick with the advantage on the low side, but here comes a lap car of William Griffith just leaving pit road. Kosick is able to get on by. Daniel Cunningham is trying to fight back on that low side. Griff on new tires, just able to drive right on by. And here comes Andy Kurtz back into the picture as well. So Andy Kurtz, after sliding back a little bit, slowly making his way back up into the mix. Here comes Kurtz now looking underneath the 54 of Cunningham, and he's going to take that position away. So Kurtz. Oh, I thought I had that up there. I apologize. Kevin, I apologize for not having the intervals up there. Last race I broadcast was that mixed class race. As Eddie Smith currently has just over a second lead over second place Garrett Kinder. That's what it looks like right there on track. And then from Kinder back to Jonah Cobert, who's currently getting passed by the 12 of William Griffith on new tires. You gotta go back almost 3 seconds to find Michael Kosick, Andy Kurtz, and Daniel Cunningham. Then Travis Bieber runs back in the 7th position. Matt Knight's back in 8th. Brandon Wallace in 9th. Then Jason Lottridge is back in 10th. 2 laps down. Well, Garrett Kinder's getting a little draft here from that 12 of William Griffith now, and was able to close in about 0.2 of a second on Eddie Smith that lap. And at the same time, Andy Kurtz starting to reel in the 04 of Michael Kosick. Roger Miller doing well. How about yourself? Good to see you here tonight. As we're getting down to the closing laps. Just 30 laps to go here at Charlotte. Eddie Smith leads Garrett Kinder by just under a second. Excuse me, and Garrett Kinder starting to make his way up towards the front. He's starting to run Eddie down. Last lap, Kinder was almost 0.3 of a lap quicker than Eddie Smith. Kinder, when he came off of turn number 4, got a little loose. You can hear the revs pop up. Let's listen again. little bump off of turn number 4 when you can hit that bump and you'll hear those revs shoot up. And that can really upset the car. We'll listen again here as he comes off turn 4. Not so much as last time, so. But he is currently running down Eddie. He's got that gap down to almost a half a second. But he's coming quickly, and I'm just wondering if that damage to the side of the 87 is starting to slow him down just a little bit. Next time we come across the stripe, we'll have just 25 laps to go. And these drivers were last on pit road on lap 66. I don't think they're going to have enough fuel to make it to the end. We did see Charles Stevens Jr. come in and pit on lap number 79. As we cross the line to start lap 100, Garrett Kinder is slowly reeling in that 87 machine. Roger Miller says Garrett Kinder doing a little alien Eddie hunting at the moment, and he is. You can see the interval is currently in Garrett Kinder's favor. You see Garrett Kinder's been faster than Eddie every single one of the last 5 laps. Time Eddie was just a little bit quicker than Kinder, but not enough to really make any headway. You see the live interval right there between Eddie and Garrett. Also look behind, you see that blue and silver 31 machine coming back into the picture as well. Jonah Colbert just under a second and a half behind Garrett Kinder. He's starting to try to make his way back up into the mix here as well. As Garrett Kinder, yeah, Kevin Kinder says he thinks Garrett Kinder saved a little bit, and that's what it looks like. Kinder saving a little bit of fuel here as the sun's starting to set here at Charlotte. As the sun goes down, those shadows get longer. That cools off the track a little bit. That gives these drivers a little more grip and a little bit more speed. Kinder is now there on the back bumper of the 87. I'm almost wondering if Eddie's starting to save a little fuel. Maybe thinking he might be able to make it to the end if he saves a little fuel here. smoothly right along with Garrett Kinder. Hear how long he's waiting to get back to that throttle. Kinder now taking a look down to the inside. Trying to take the lead back away from Eddie, and he is going to do it here as they make their way towards turns 1 and 2. And now Garrett Kinder up into the lead. See, Matt Knights has come down on the pit road and had service done. And with 17 laps to go, I wonder how much fuel is left in the tank for both these drivers. We see Jonah Colbert. Nope, I take that back. That is Matt Knights with fresh tires, trying to make his way by our leaders here. And you see just the difference fresh tires is going to make here at Charlotte as he's able to look right down underneath Eddie. Oh, Eddie almost up into the wall. See Jason Lotridge right behind as well. Garrett Kinder is able to let the lap car by. What I don't have is a way to see how much fuel is left in these cars, which is something I wish I could see. As right now Garrett Kinder continues to lead and pull away from Eddie Smith. I think Eddie just realized that he might be in trouble not having enough fuel to make it to the end, as he's really slowed down these last few laps. Currently, last time by, Eddie ran a 32.71. To put that in perspective, his fastest lap was a 30.51. So almost 2 seconds a lap slower. Let's ride along with Eddie here. We'll listen. Yeah, off the throttle awfully early, back on the throttle awfully late. Eddie's doing everything he can to try to save a little bit of fuel. One driver who doesn't look like he's saving any fuel is the 31 of Jonah Colbert. You can hear the difference in the driving style. Eddie's rolling off very smoothly. Jonas is letting his foot off the gas. Gets a little loose into the corner, able to slide that car through turns 1 and 2. The two JC Motorsports cars are going to be running nose to tail in just a moment, with Garrett Kinder out in front with just 10 laps to go. These drivers all came down pit road last on lap 66. That's asking these tires and these fuel to last an awful long time. Here comes Andy Kurtz back into the picture as well. We've seen him show speed in the later parts of the runs here tonight. And Andy Kurtz currently back in the 4th position. Oh, Jonah Colbert up into the wall. That's going to allow Kurtz to get right on by. So move Andy Kurtz up into the podium in 3rd. Now he's looking, set his sights on Eddie Smith. He's going to look right down to the bottom. Try to take that 2nd position away. As much speed as this 5 machine is showing, does he have enough time to run down Garrett Kinder, who is currently just about a second ahead? There's the interval right there from 1st to 2nd. Not just that, does Kinder have enough in the tank? Do all these drivers have enough in the tank? 6 laps to go. Kinder is looking in his mirror and he sees that 5 getting bigger and bigger lap after lap. Just 5 laps to go. Look at the speed difference between the 13 and the 5 here. As Kinder is doing everything he can to keep that 5 behind him. Four laps to go. And Andy Kurtz is right there on the back bumper. It's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to get by him. And oh, Andy Kurtz dives hard down into turn number 3. And Andy Kurtz is going to take the lead away from Garrett Kinder. Now, does Kurtz have enough fuel to keep Kinder behind him? Now, Kinder's going to throw a little bump down the front stretch. 3 laps to go. And Eddie Smith has fallen back to 4th. Daniel Cunningham has moved up into the 3rd position. But right now, it's all about what's going on up front between Garrett Kinder and Andy Kurtz. 2 laps to go. Kurtz is starting to pull away. As the battle between teammates is going on back here for 5th place. As Eddie Smith loses another position to his teammate, Jonah Colbert. And as they come off of turn number 4, Andy Kurtz is going to get the white flag. Garrett Kinder's fallen back to over a second over Andy Kurtz. Does Kurtz have enough fuel to make his way all the way around the track? Just a half a lap to go. 2 more corners for the 5 of Andy Kurtz. And through turns 3 and 4, the checker flag will be in the air. And your winner here tonight at Charlotte is the 5 of Andy Kurtz. Garrett Kinder comes home in 2nd. Daniel Cunningham makes his way into 3rd. Then Jonah Colbert is going to come home 4th. Eddie Smith is going to round out your top 5 here tonight at Charlotte. Now we're going to have to see if there's enough fuel in that 5 car to get some burnouts here on the front stretch. Last year's Outlaw Truck Series champion knows how to do burnouts here at Charlotte. As we get ready to take a look, talk to our top 3, take a look at your results tonight. Again, Andy Kurtz, your winner over Garrett Kinder, Daniel Cunningham, Jonah Colbert, and Eddie Smith round out your top 5. 6 belongs to Michael Kosick, Travis Bieber in 7th, Brandon Wallace back in 8th, Jason Lotridge, Matt Knights, and Matt Knights in 10th, Charles Stevens Jr. 11th, Mike Pertosa Jr. 12th, William Griffith and Tyler Rice round out the field, and Charles Stevens Jr., the only playoff driver not to finish in the top 10. As we get ready to talk to our top 3 with the Thunderstruck post-race interviews, and we will talk to our 3rd place finisher, Daniel Cunningham. Daniel, got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Man, great job coming back with a 3rd place finish. Looked like you had something there towards the end. Those guys were saving fuel heavily, and I'm sure you were too at one point. How much fuel did you have in the tank there at the end?
Still had about 3 laps to the good on fuel. My strategy, I knew it was going to be close to a full fuel load when we got that last caution, so I was clutching it under caution, and then every 3, 4, 5 laps or so when we were just kind of pacing there at the beginning of the run, I was clutching it while we were under green too. So just trying to make sure that I could stretch it out to be faster at the end instead of having to try to save a bunch at the end there definitely helped out.
Yeah, that yellow flag in the middle of the race helped out a little bit too. Were you surprised to see that yellow come out there, and did it help you at all?
I definitely thought that it was going to go green flag to flag. Especially with the field size and everything we had, I was definitely surprised that it came out. But definitely made it a little bit more interesting, at least seeing who had the right strategy, who could save, and definitely helped me out a lot because I don't think heads up I would have been able to. I don't think I would have been able to finish 3rd, that's for sure, especially not after my misstep that I had on pit road under the first green flag.
Yeah, and the points coming into tonight being even as they were, a good finish definitely pays off. So congratulations on that. You're also our Evil Empire SimSport Hard Charger tonight, making up 4 positions from where you started. Doesn't sound like much, but it is the most in the field. So congratulations for that. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, appreciate you putting on the broadcast, and thanks to everybody that helps build the league. I mean, I'm an admin in the league, but there's definitely other people that help, like Jonah and all the other admins and Rebels in general that help, and just appreciate everybody that puts all the work into it. And thanks to Banfield being on the car and taking care of my fur balls that I got listed on there. Shout out to my wife today too. It's a hard day for her with one of the cats that we lost that's actually on the car, so. Shout out to her, praying for her today, but appreciate what you do for putting on broadcast, Josh.
I appreciate that, and sorry for your loss with the fur babies. We know they're just as much of the family as anybody else, but as the season goes on, as the season finishes up here, I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So that was your 3rd place finisher, Daniel Cunningham. Let's bring in your 2nd place finisher, the 13 of Garrett Kinder. Garrett, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Man, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I know you're probably having a great conversation with Andy there, but congrats on the 2nd place finish. That was a strong show in here tonight. The first part half of the race, it looked like you and Eddie didn't know who wanted to lead the race as you guys were just going back and forth. And then there at the end, just looked like you were saving fuel and saving tires a little bit better than Eddie was. How much fuel did you have there at the end, and how did you get able to save the fuel there?
I had, after that caution came out, it really kind of saved our bacon as far as the fuel strategy goes. Was able to save a little bit, killing the car and coast. And I ended with like 2 laps worth left. So, cutting it fairly close, but comfortable enough. I knew that you're going to have less fuel consumption the further you went on doing a run. And I guess Andy didn't have to worry about that because, man, he was a rocket ship there at the end. I guess he saved at the beginning and man, he's fast. We're going to start calling him the closer or something because, man, he comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, both long runs we had, he was showing speed at the end of the run. So incredible run for him. He punches his ticket to Chicago automatically, and you got 2 races left to punch your ticket to Chicago yourself, Talladega and Bristol. How do you like your chances next 2 races?
Talladega is going to be like playing Russian roulette with hand grenade, so we'll see how that goes. And then I like Bristol. I've always liked Bristol. I've had some pretty good luck there. I don't want to have to rely on pointing my way in, but tonight definitely helps if that's the case. So hopefully we can have just some pretty strong showings. And man, like I said, Talladega is going to be hit or miss. Bristol, hopefully I'm pretty competitive and able to run up front and maybe be able to snag my way in that way.
So you mentioned that yellow flag came out. It kind of threw a monkey wrench in your strategy there. Overall, how would you consider how the race went with that caution, and were you kind of set yourself up if that caution didn't come out?
I think it'd have been all right. I think Brandon Wallace would have been the only one that was pretty close on making it on fuel on a one-stop system. Everybody else had pit either right before I did or right after I did, so they would have been anywhere from 5 to 7 laps short. So felt pretty confident on where I was running. I don't think it would have affected the finish just a whole lot if it had stayed green through there. Maybe Daniel might have caught up to me because he was doing some pretty good tire saving as well. He was coming up through the field, but I don't think it would have messed with it too much. It made it where I didn't have to stop again, so it was pretty nice.
Well, before we let you go, Garrett, again, congratulations on the runner-up finish. I know you got a laundry list you got to go through here, so we'll let you have your time.
Yeah, thank you, of course, up there in the booth. Love going back and watch these races. It's always a good time. Shout out to everybody in the field, man. The racing over here in the Xfinity Series, I know it's been relatively smaller fields, and that lends itself to cleaner racing and less cautions, but it's been great. Like a lot of green flag runs. So shout out to everybody out here driving. I know these cars can be a handful, and everybody's doing a great job wheeling these things around. Of course, got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch being the primary sponsor and Ratchet Speed Shop for coming on board. Josh tell you all the time, I love having them with me. I love, every time a race ends, checkered flag flies, my phone started blowing up saying good job, my mom, my dad, Ratchet, everybody. So big shout out to both of those. Big freaking Cross 5 cattle coolers if you want to keep your stuff hot and keep your stuff cold for cheaper and longer than anybody else. Make sure y'all check out Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers at bigfrig.com. On a cool note for Big Frig, they've also gone in with our sister league, Thunderstruck Super Series, and sponsored that league. So big shout out to them for coming on board over there. Bunch of short track racers over there that are just absolutely having a blast. Things get a little heated on short track, so it's always fun to hop in the Discord and see what's going on day to day. But really, really good to have them on board over there as well. Wolfpack Racing, Ray Page, just an all-around great guy. I hadn't got to talk to him a whole lot, with racing season, real racing season sparking up, but he's always a good guy to have in your corner, a good guy to talk to. And, of course, got to thank all my Reaper Racing teammates. Got a few of them in here tonight. Got to thank all the JC Motorsports guys. We were all hanging out we were all in one big chat, just kind of hanging out, having a good time. So big shout out to everybody that was in voice chat, keeping it lighthearted, keeping it fun. And it just thanks to everybody that runs this league. I know Jonah and Daniel, they put in a lot of work getting this thing running. Logan stuck them with a 4,000 week season. So, they're running it pretty well. And thankfully it's getting ready to wrap up here shortly.
I was kind of disappointed, though, that wasn't the road course tonight, but that's okay.
Well, thank God that was an April Fool's, or else I would not be finishing P2, I can assure you that.
Well, again, Garrett, congratulations. I'm sure we'll talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see you.
Now, let's bring in our first place driver tonight. Your winner, Andy Kurtz. Andy, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh, I got you.
Man, we did a lot of talking last year in the Outlaw Series. I think this is your first win here in the Xfinity Series, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations for that. Man,
Yes, it is. Thank you.
You were showing some speed there, at the end of both long runs. How were you able to save your tires and save your stuff there to make it last and show that speed at the end?
Yeah. Honestly, I really don't know what I was doing. Like I wasn't really trying to hold back on the short run. I was telling the guys whatever I was missing on the short run, certainly made up for it on the long run. So I guess my tires are just little bit better shape. Last couple laps of a run, and yeah, it was sort of like a flip switched. Last 15 laps there, all of a sudden, the guys were about 4 seconds ahead of me. I didn't really think, I'd catch them, but then all of a sudden, car really came in. So whatever that was, I'm not sure. I didn't really feel like I was doing anything different either of those runs, in the short run or in the long run. But it worked out, and yeah, super pumped to get my first win in the Xfinity series here. These guys are really, really good. I've learned so much from all of them in here, and just to be able to, have a win is really awesome. So, and it's a great time to do it too.
Well, not just getting your first win here in the Xfinity Series, but also punching your ticket automatically to Chicago. That's a good relief on your shoulders too, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is. I was sort of just a little bit nervous. We got Talladega, I think, coming up next week, and then next race is at Bristol. So two tracks where a lot could happen. So yeah, to not have to worry about making it to Final Four of the championship round, I think will be really, really good.
Well, talking about that championship round, you got a lot of stiff competition in this league. How do you like your chances at Chicago?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like any of the guys who made the playoffs, I feel like could certainly be a contender at Chicago. So I'm sure the Final Four, whoever that's going to be, no reason not to think that they can't win it.
For sure, and I know you're still hunting a championship over in the Outlaw Series as well. So good luck on Sunday night, as we'll be talking to you again soon, I'm sure. And before I let you go, anyone you want to shout out any thanks you got to give here tonight before?
Yeah, just want to thank you guys putting on a great show at Intensity Broadcasting. I want to thank, as always, just this awesome league and everyone who puts this on. Original Rebels Racing League. It's so much fun racing with the guys every week, and like I said before, you learned so much, from when I started, not even a year ago till now. So from everyone here, so everyone's been awesome. But yeah, I want to thank our series sponsor as well, Goat Locker Racing, for sponsoring this series.
Well, again, awesome job tonight, and I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
All right, thank you.
So there you have it. Andy Kurtz, your winner tonight, punching his ticket to Chicagoland. Garrett Kinder put on a good show there, just came up a little bit short at the end. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't already. Find us on Facebook or YouTube. Find our web store at intensitybroadcasting.com. Also, check out the Original Rebels website at ORRleague.com. Both links are down in the description below. Again, my name's Josh Hall. This has been the Original Rebels Racing League Extreme Xfinity Series, brought to you by Goat Locker Racing. And, of course, as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over and out.